And welcome in to the Rob and Kale Show. I'm Rob Sanders. Thanks for joining us this evening. I am down here in Columbia, South Carolina, where we have a 0-7 basketball team in conference. Not very good. My buddy's in the upstate. He looks happy. He is Carolina Jackpot, Kale Hall. Kale, what's up, buddy?
Not much. How are you doing tonight?
I can't hear you, sir. Why is that? I don't know what's going on with you over there. Hold on. Yeah, there we go. Oh, yeah, you're muted, buddy. Unmute yourself. There we go. All right, there you go. How's that, Jackpot?
Can you hear me now?
I don't know what's going on here.
What the fuck? Can you hear me now?
The Jackpot. Is it my headset? You can hear Kale. All right, well, let me leave it. I'll come back. Remove myself, and I'll be right back.
Know what. Yeah, I'm showing unmuted over here. I don't know what's going on. This is supposed to be a professional operation. Yeah. Damn it. Trying to find y'all. There we go. There we go. He sure does take a lot of pride in the fact that South Carolina's 0 whatever in the goddamn conference, ain't we? We still won 10 fucking games. The damn women's basketball team is fucking undefeated in the damn conference. I mean, and probably going to win another national championship. So, fuck it. Damn men's team fucking pissed me off last night, too. Well.
All right. Well, I'm back, Jackpot. You were saying.
You hear me now?
Yeah, I can hear you. I don't know what
that is. Cool.
Anyway. Yeah, I thought we'd talk about that. We talk about the Clemson schedule and whatever the hell else Jackpot wants to talk about tonight. So there we go. Yeah, I watched some of that game last night, and we've talked about the deficiencies the Gamecocks have, but I thought that they would play better against Georgia than they did, and it just.
Well, I mean, I could have seen that one coming. I'm not surprised that they actually came back in the end and made it look a little closer than it was. But, I mean, when you've been that close that many times in a row, eventually, I don't know, you're just not going to get the best effort. And we didn't get it last night. I was kind of angry, so I turned it off. I didn't watch a lot of it, especially when Carolina turned the ball over. And that fucking little Opie Taylor-looking motherfucker for Georgia, he hit a layup, or he might have even dunked the damn ball. I'm not sure. Just bad.
You got white kids dunking on you, Jackpot.
Yeah, well, he didn't dunk on anybody. I mean, he got the ball out in transition off a turnover, and he dunked. Is his name? I don't know what his name is. A fucking dipshit.
Will Kane.
Will Kane?
Yeah, I believe that's his name. Georgia fans can help me with that. I think it's a Will Kane. So,
Ron Howard.
Yeah, Gamecock Chuck says
Blue Kane.
I didn't realize they played last night.
Sounds like a dog breed.
A dog breed?
Yeah, no, they usually play on Wednesday nights. Georgia, it's pretty cool the way Georgia did their court. I got to say, the way they've got the wood painted there. It's gray, but the foul lanes are like the white tan color. Looks different. I was watching a game earlier right here in Greenville. Furman was playing Samford over on CBS Sports Net. And for some reason, they played the game in the Well, which holds like 16,000, 17,000 people. And it looked like there may have been 1,500 people there. It was extremely empty. And their on-campus facility holds like 4,000 people. So why the fuck you playing it there? I don't know, but they did that with the court here in Greenville. They painted a scene on it to pay homage to downtown Greenville And the scene that we have on our court, this is how sad it is. Literally a bridge, a house. Which I don't know whose house it is because, it could be anybody's house. It could be my house. I don't know. Yeah. And the front of the fucking arena that they're playing in. That's the scene on the floor. I mean, no, in Columbia, I mean, if they at least you could do the state house and I don't know, Willie B something. I mean, we don't have very many famous buildings here in Greenville.
Well, you could do that waterfall they got in that park. That would be good. Just have
that's what the bridge is supposed to be. That's the Falls Park Bridge. So I don't know, man. Everything we had here, all the old buildings that were really had any kind of history behind them, been fucking torn down and replaced.
I wish they didn't do that, but I kind of get why they did. But I know in Columbia, especially in the Vista, they took like I mean, you've been down there. The Publix used to be like an old cotton mill or some nonsense.
Yeah, that's pretty cool. I like that Publix. I always try to stop in there. You shop in it's not it like the aisles go this way.
Yeah,
they don't go back to front like normal aisles in a normal store. We've got one like that in Greenville too.
Okay.
Well, and it's in an old. I'm not exactly sure what it was. It may be an old mill too. It's called Publix at McBee Station.
Yeah. I don't know. I don't know much about Greenville, Jackpot. You think you could be a Greenville tour guide?
Sure.
Hello, my name is Cale. I'm going to take you through the wonderful world of Greenville. As we step across the bridge here, you'll see, I don't know, a fountain, or you'll see where G.A. Mangus pissed in the street.
Yeah.
Anyway. Yeah, Peg and Megan says they call that guy Q-Tip. Someone on Twitter said that he's the affirmative action piece for the basketball team.
Who?
The guy that dunked on you last night. Peg and Megan says he calls him Q-Tip. Someone on Twitter said that he was the affirmative action piece.
Well, he was actually a DEI scholarship, so he probably wouldn't be getting that scholarship.
Yeah. That's like, all right, whatever.
It's fucking crazy.
All right, anyway. Enough about that. Yeah, someone mentioned, not that the show's about Tennessee, but they're a program that weren't they number one at one point, and now they're 4-4 in conference play?
Yeah, they lost to Kentucky yesterday. How the hell you do that?
Well, Big Barney Ross was there.
Probably going to be South Carolina's only conference win.
Oh, shit. Kentucky or Tennessee?
Kentucky. We always beat Kentucky. It doesn't matter. I mean, it doesn't matter how shitty we're going to beat Kentucky.
We'll see how that works out, but I was kind of stunned that Tennessee fell to 4-4.
Octavian says, "What's your favorite food place in Columbia by the university?" Bojangles.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm sorry, but Octavian works for a competitor of theirs, so he's probably not allowed to say that. But
you can say whatever you want. He should shop his wares around. I mean, he knows how to work.
Bojangles is unmatched in these parts.
Yeah.
We only had Popeyes here for, I don't know, just a number of years. Maybe, I don't know, probably like maybe since right before the pandemic, I guess. Ain't been long.
Yeah.
Lizard Thicket is a good place, too, that Brandon Kuhn brings up.
I like Lizard Thicket for breakfast.
I like Sheely's Barbecue out there in Batesburg, Leesville. It's just damn hard to get to. Well, it's not hard to get to. It's just you have to have a reason to be in Batesburg, Leesville to go there.
Yeah. Yeah, so it's an interesting heading out there is really cool. I like to go out there and go to Sheely's, then drive like 10 more minutes and go to the Minetta Drive-In. Some old school stuff there. Go and watch a couple of movies at the drive-in.
They've got an operational movie theater there, an old outdoor.
Yeah, an old outdoor drive-in. They have 3 screens.
Is it open like regularly or?
Yeah. The Big Mo is I'll show it to you right now. The Big Mo is they don't open like I think they open up like the first week of is it February or March? Yeah, March of 2025.
So it's
But
not like open in the dead of winter, but
no, they close right after Thanksgiving or right before Thanksgiving, and then go from there. So yeah,
yeah,
pretty
because
cool.
the wife likes to go. Sometimes she'll go with her friend or take her daughter, and they'll go to the drive-in in Greenwood.
Yeah,
There's one down in Greenwood, so if I could get her to go to the Big Mo, that's a
yeah,
little bit further away. So I might have a little bit more time to myself here. Yeah.
yeah. Anyway, we don't need to say all that, but anyway,
I'm up to no good.
no good. Anyway, yeah, Big Mo's a cool place to go, and it's not far from Sheely's, so you can do that too. So anyway, that's pretty cool. All right, so jackpot. You want to look at the Clemson basketball team? By the way, is off this week. Strange. They play NC State on Saturday.
All these, I mean, and I'm not trying to um, shit on Clemson's record or nothing, but a lot of these teams they're just fucking terrible. What the hell happened to some of these teams? Virginia is awful. I know their coach. What, he stepped down before the season started, I guess.
Yep.
I mean, they're terrible. They're never terrible like that. Syracuse is terrible.
They went out to Cal and lost. Like, how the fuck does that happen? They won the national title, like, in the past 5 years. They went to Cal and lost.
Well, they're not even good. I mean, just
good,
an awful team. Just a dreadful team. Those teams used to be kind of tough at their home courts. Those
used to be like, and I don't like the whole conference superiority thing, but you would have a good set of teams in the ACC. And I'm not taking anything away from Clemson because they played what's on their schedule and what's in front of them. Now, the losses they have on the year, they lost to Memphis at home. That's their only home loss. They lost to Louisville. They lost to South Carolina on the road. And I think they got one other loss. I think they're like 14-4, something like that. But they play what's in front of them, but their schedule toughens up a little bit. Oh, they lost to Louisville too. That's the other loss. But their schedule, I guess, in theory, toughens up a little bit. They do play Duke, who's the head of the league. They come in, I think, next week. But teams that have been pretty good, NC State is absolute trash, which is why this game just reeks of a game that Clemson will go in and play with their food and end up with like a 1-point loss. It's kind of how that's going to happen. But
Virginia Tech's a terrible team too, and they were good at one point. They have that coach from Wofford. I thought he was going to do some good things there, but I guess not.
Yeah.
Apparently
Megan says, did Octavian say he works at Popeyes or that he was conceived in one? I believe he said he didn't say anything about where he was conceived, but he did say he worked at Popeyes.
He might have been conceived in one. I could see that. Did you see this scene at Popeyes, Lake City, Florida, 1978? Pink Cadillac pulls up to the Popeyes, and out comes Octavian's future daddy. He got his leisure suit on, big fro with a pick in it. Like, come in with his medallion on and his little leisure suit and shit. Come in. What? Hey, girl, come on over here. Sit Big Daddy lap.
Yeah, I don't know what happened with Octavian's parents, but I don't know. The idea of you got conceived next to the Popeyes is not what you want. Not what you want. Anyway. So yeah, there's that. But anyway, Clemson, by the way, they'll play NC State. We'll see how that works out for them. Let's see here. Jay with the super chat. GoFundMe to keep Octavian in the back room. We haven't given out the link yet. I guess I can do that. Octavian can come on and tell us South Carolina sucks.
Shit, I was thinking he meant the back room at Popeyes. Instead of coming out and dealing with the customers, I just got him in the back room, flowering.
I wonder if Octavian's fucking the fry cook back there on top of
the mayonnaise. Do what?
I wonder if Octavian's back there fucking the new fry cook back there by the mayonnaise.
Yeah, the fry cook, he said he enjoyed it.
Yeah. Anyway. Now Octavian's going to come on and say stupid shit. Anyway, let's look at the Clemson schedule, Jackpot. We'll take calls, links right there if you want to get into the stuff there. Here's the Clemson schedule. They start home matchup with LSU.
Hey.
What?
You hear this Mississippi State's playing fucking Sandstorm.
Are you fucking kidding me?
No, I'm not. They're playing fucking Sandstorm. They're down the Coliseum, and they're shitty the fucking hump. They're playing fucking Sandstorm. What the hell? Is it
Mississippi or Mississippi State?
Mississippi State.
Oh, come on, Jackpot. There's nothing.
I don't care. I thought there was trolling South Carolina or something, but I mean, if they were playing us, then maybe you would think that, but they ain't.
That's one of those things you just got to let go, Jackpot, because
I don't care. I think it's cool. It's actually
they probably just heard that song in Starkville the other day on I don't know, some hurricane radio that floated down there, and we have to play this on our PA system.
I don't know. It's weird. It's a pretty catchy tune. I mean, so I could see it. What'd you do if I started playing it in Portageon?
I'd walk the fuck out.
Walk out of Portageon.
Yeah, that shit. No, we ain't doing all that. Anyway, here's Clemson's schedule. They start with LSU, followed by Troy. The last time Troy came to Clemson, it was a tight game. Remember that, Jackpot?
Yeah, I do. Is that the one where y'all somebody fumbled in the end zone and Troy recovered it or something, and then they ruled that it was a touchdown? Yeah. Is that what something happened?
Something happened.
It was one of the year Clemson was undefeated too, so that was a massive call there, really.
Interesting conference opener with Georgia Tech on the road in Atlanta. Now, I'm not saying Georgia Tech's a world-beating team.
They'll probably have that game at Mercedes-Benz, I would think.
It says just Atlanta on there. I don't know. But 3 games into the season. Billy Wong says pitiful shit schedule. Well, look, let me educate you on something, Billy.
Well,
at the end of the season, South Carolina played 5 teams that were ranked in the
we don't even know that Billy's a South Carolina fan, so
I'm just giving him an example. Clemson played 4 ranked teams in the final AP poll, so it's not like your schedule is light years ahead of anyone. Anyway, we'll continue. SEC dog over there upset too.
Those teams were better at the time than what.
That's bullshit, Kalen. You know that as well as I do.
No, it's not. Texas A&M was one of the hottest teams in the country when South Carolina kicked their ass.
They got exposed.
Yeah, we exposed them.
Fucking playing
we hurt their running back, knocked them out for the rest of the season. That's why they lost them games.
Good. They're not that good, Jackpot. If you were putting together
what you want to. So Texas A&M wasn't hot when South Carolina beat them.
I'm going to put out what a good SEC team is.
South Carolina was Texas A&M good when South Carolina beat them?
No, they're not a good team, Jack.
Were they good when we beat them? Did they have a good record?
Better wins on your schedule than A&M. You did. They were fraudulent. That's the whole point. Cue Octavian here. Octavian, what's up?
I think I got a decent schedule.
Octavian, you're not upset with us for thinking you were conceived.
Are you in the water?
Yeah.
No, not in the water. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear something.
All right, I'm here. I'm here. Clemson's got a good schedule. Clemson's going undefeated.
Octavian, were you conceived in Popeyes?
No.
No, okay.
There
We
you
were
go.
wondering.
Tell Peg and Megan that Georgia's success. They're going 7-5 this year. They
Hey,
cry on that.
Octavian, let me help you with something. Peg and Megan's in the chat, and whatever you say, he can hear. We don't have to play telephone to him. I don't have to call him up and be like, hey, Octavian said you suck. He can hear it over there, buddy. So just, you want to tell him to
And
fuck
then
off? He can hear it. He can hear it.
Then our dear friend Billy Cole tell him that Tennessee sucks too. We gonna beat the dog shit out of them.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, probably so.
We'll beat the dog shit out of them. And I keep telling y'all South Carolina fans to fire. What's the basketball coach name again?
Don Staley.
Lamont Paris.
No. Yeah, Lamont Paris. He is ass. Y'all need to get rid of him.
I'm sorry, and I don't normally. I'll run my mouth about South Carolina, but your coach is an actual fucking, as Jackpot said, a sexual deviant. You can't come on here and rip another coach. Your coach is out trying to dick college students and sending out pictures of his goddamn mushroom.
His name is clear on that, sir.
Shit. They had fucking photos. What are you talking about?
They're falsely accused. He was falsely accused.
So it wasn't his penis. Did he go and show his penis? No way, that's my dick. No way in hell. It may have been posted on my stuff, but that's not my penis. Is that where we're going with this?
Maybe y'all talk about the Tennessee coaches.
Talk about what?
I think y'all talking about the Tennessee coaches. The Tennessee.
So
maybe Tennessee coaches y'all were talking about there.
No, this is something for once. It's something they're not guilty.
Did Josh Heupel take a picture like?
No, the only thing Josh Heupel assaults is the Oreo bucket, man. He's not sending his dick to anybody. He's just in there eating Oreos by the ton, which isn't bad. I like Oreos. Anyway,
South Carolina pretty good.
Yeah,
Josh Heupel thought about sending a dick pic to a student one time, but then it was time for a casserole, so he kind of forgot.
No, that's not Jackpot. Be truthful now. It wasn't time for a casserole. He couldn't get his labia out of the way. He didn't want to move that to show.
Who do you think's bigger, Josh Heupel or Conrad Thompson?
I'd go with I don't know. I don't judge chubby.
Well, anyway, we have a new offensive coordinator down here in Gainesville.
Hold on, Octavian. Fuck you, Jackpot. Trying to get me to judge chunky motherfuckers on this program. What the hell's wrong with you?
Conrad Thompson's got to be bigger than Josh Heupel.
I wonder who would.
Steve Spurrier is going to start offense team this year.
Yeah.
We got a Spurrier back in Gainesville.
All right. Well, what else you got there, buddy?
Steve Spurrier is the new offensive coordinator down here in Gainesville, man.
Cool.
Can't wait to see those offenses.
Cool.
We're going to light the scoreboard up. We're going to light y'all up. We're going to light South Carolina up. Tennessee, Georgia. That's what Georgia. Go 50 on Georgia. Can't wait for that to happen.
Octavian, are you talking to us through the drive-in speaker? That's what Jay thinks.
Yeah. Anyway, I'm going to get off here and go Gators and fuck Georgia and fuck Tennessee.
Hey, what the hell is that noise? Is that what's going on there with that? All right, Octavian, thank you.
Sound like he's playing Plinko or something for The Price is Right.
Yeah. Pagan Negan says enough about your shitpo team or your shitpile team, Beetlejuice. The drive-throughs back it up.
Oh, Lord.
Jarrett, welcome to the program.
Hey, what's going on?
Hi,
Not
Jarrett.
much. Look, I can actually hear Jarrett's. It's loud and clear. Octavian needs to.
I just want to make sure I don't have an echo.
Would you give Octavian some audio visual lessons, maybe?
Maybe get an earpiece.
Yeah, because he sounds like he's calling from his bathtub.
Yeah,
He's in the water, and his
he's
head.
Correct. He was calling from the Popeyes drive-through speaker.
I don't think. No, I think he was taking a bath. I think he was in there making fart bubbles.
Sounds like he needs a nice quality headset.
Bubbles trying to blow the rubber ducky out of the tub.
That's like Battleship.
Yeah, it's Battleship. Can I blow the duck out of the tub? Jarrett, what do you have for the program?
Well, before I say anything, he needs a nice quality headset.
Okay, you already mentioned that, brother. We got you on that. What else do you have for the program?
Well, I'm going to talk about Georgia in a second, but I'm looking at the schedule for Clemson, and you're definitely winning that game, the first one, because you know how Brian Kelly is. First game debut, the first game, he never wins it. He just never does. And I think Clemson's going to be better defensively now that they got that Penn State coordinator going to Clemson. I think that's going to be good. What are you losing on offense?
I don't know.
You don't know what you're losing on offense?
They got to replace their running back.
All right, I'm trying to fix my son's computer here. Now that on offense, they're losing Phil Maffa. They're losing old Take a Stool, as Jackpot called him. They what else are they losing? I think they're
losing a little piece or two on that offensive line.
I think they're losing the left guard, if I remember correctly. That's the three pieces on offense that, as far as starters go, that aren't there. So
that's not too bad. That's not too bad. I think Clemson will be way better because the defense will give the offense enough break to let them do what they need to do on offense. And
really, I mean, how good is that defensive coordinator? Really, I mean, because
he's pretty. I thought he was pretty good.
James Franklin didn't. He wasn't pitching a fit to keep him, and then he just went out and hired Ohio State's dude. So,
is James Franklin an offensive or defensive coordinator coach?
He's an offensive coach.
Well,
he was the coach that had Vanderbilt leading the conference in raping, so he's got that on his itinerary there too.
Yeah, Uncle Lou mentions that a lot. He says he gives him credit for Vanderbilt, but it's a shit show when it comes to Penn State.
That's been a long time ago.
Yeah, 8 years, right?
He's had him almost there like 10 times. He's been there 12 years, and 10 times he's had him like almost there on the cusp, and I just haven't been able to get over the hump. Almost did this year, though. But
yeah, it's almost with him every time, though, isn't it? That's how it goes with him. But I think the coordinator did a pretty good job against Notre Dame.
Yeah.
And I don't see why the former Penn State coordinator going to Clemson, I think would be an improvement from what you had recently.
Chicken.
Maybe. Well, from what we had there before, at least it's not a nepotism thing going on again. At least he went outside and do something better.
I got it wrong.
I know, son. I'm trying to figure it out.
I think it's a drastic improvement, in my opinion. I think it's a big improvement because.
Yeah, but we don't know yet. He hasn't coached a game there.
yeah, well, Wes Goodwin was a disciple of Brent Venables, so I mean,
No, son.
I think you're supposed to get.
I don't think I really gave him a chance.
Yeah, I think you're supposed to get coordinators outside of the not from the school but outside of it. It don't really work when you bring them up and they take the role of that leading coordinator or coaching job. Sometimes it never works out because it's big shoes to fill. But
according to some Georgia people, it's worked out well with Mike Bobo. He's been there for, other than going to South Carolina and Auburn for a couple of years, he's been there for 100 years.
I'm gonna give him a chance.
What's Mike
If they don't-
Bobo, like 52 years old? He's been at Georgia. He's coached at Georgia for like 40 years.
And he was the quarterback there too.
Yeah.
But I'm gonna give him a chance this season. Now, if the offensive line ain't working out, I mean, I don't know if I can blame it on him, but I mean, I'm gonna give him a chance to see how he
Well, yeah, you
performs.
can blame it on him. The offensive line coach falls under his leadership.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, I'm gonna give him a chance. If it don't work out, I'm pinning the blame on him for not having a good season or not making to the play. It's really we should just make the playoffs right now because we don't have the material to actually make a national title run. Like a lot of it would be really hard
Be
to
right
just
back.
go out and say we're going to make a national title. I could say we could make the playoffs. That's the most opportune thing, but national titles are kind of past right now.
It's going to be hard for anybody to beat Ohio State right now. Of course, I mean, they got to replace some pieces too, but they got that wide receiver coming back, man. God dang.
Jeremiah Smith.
Yeah.
What about Emeka Ibuka? Is he a junior or a senior?
I think he's gone.
Yeah.
I think. I mean, I just off the top of my head, I would just think so. It seemed like he's been there for a long time.
The way they kept talking about Jeremiah Smith, it was like he was there forever. It felt like, but I mean,
Yeah, no, he's a true freshman. So yeah, we got a lot of that to deal with.
yeah. South Carolina, I mean, I'm gonna have to wait and see how they do because they lost a lot of pieces on defense. And I know you're gonna say there's a lot of backups that were taking the role of this season, but I still gotta see it, because it's a lot of weapons lost in defense.
They got Dylan Stewart coming back, so
Yeah, true.
I don't know. They've recruited well on that side of the ball. I think they'll be okay. They might be a little bit shaky. They're not go. It's going to take a little step back from last year, but you'd like to think that offense is going to take a step forward. I mean, heck, that offense really didn't start clicking until after they played Oklahoma, and really, I mean, it really didn't click that much all year. I mean, there was only a few games there where they.
I want to say Alabama when y'all played Alabama.
What's that?
It didn't really start clicking until you played Alabama.
Yeah, they did okay, and I was at that game. They were all right.
It's just Shane Beamer's decision to throw the ball instead of not, I think it was he threw the ball and then they intercepted it at the end zone and then kneeled down. Yeah, that wasn't smart. But I think that was the turning
I
point.
I don't understand how you can't how somebody can't draw up a decent play to get 3 yards.
Yeah.
To convert a 2-point conversion, but I mean, yeah.
I'm curious to see how Alabama's going to do. Just like, they seem pretty good defensively, but I'm curious about offense. Was it the coordinator or was it Jalen Milroe? That's my opinion. I don't know. I have to see. I mean, Jalen Milroe wasn't really a good.
I think Kalen DeBoer wanted Jalen Milroe to be a pocket passer, and he's not a pocket passer.
Yeah.
So him being gone is probably a good thing because I don't know who their quarterback's going to be, but I'm sure it's somebody that
it's either Ty Simpson or the guy behind him or that freshman they're raving about, saying he's the next coming of when Cam Newton was a freshman.
Mm-hmm.
That's what they're kind of raving this freshman about, like he's the next coming of something. But I got to see it. I mean, and even if that freshman were to start, I still would wonder how would he do as a rookie, in a college setting, just because it would be his first start. I doubt that's going to happen, but I would be curious.
I don't know. I don't see them giving a true freshman a start.
I know, but some of these guys, these Bama fans, are like, "Oh, he's the best we've ever seen." I'm like, well, what would he do at a redshirt freshman level starting? He'd be just like what's his name at Tennessee, except he wasn't redshirt. He was he's a freshman, but not true freshman.
Yeah.
And
I
I
know
think
they got a freshman running back coming that they stole from us. That was the 2024 class, or this year, named Daniel Hill. That was one that was supposed to commit to South Carolina, and he ended up signing with them. They're going to be improved. I don't think there's no way they're not.
they got to make up for losing Justice Haynes.
Mm-hmm.
Because Justice Haynes, he's pretty good running back. It's just they didn't use him because they kept using Miller all the time. I don't blame Justice Haynes for leaving because what can he do? Wait until next season to be the starter, and they got a shit.
They had two running backs, him and Miller.
Yeah, Jam Miller, Justice Haynes, and they got a couple more running backs that are about to maybe start. I don't know. Yeah, I felt bad for some of these Alabama receivers because it's like they weren't getting any, passes, and I felt bad for them. I hope that maybe they can get a better, go to another team and do well. But I just don't see how they misused some of these receivers at Alabama.
Yeah. All right. Well, we have plenty of time to figure that out, man. I got other folks waiting. What else you got before you get out of here?
I want to know your score prediction on the Super Bowl.
We'll tell you when we get closer to the Super Bowl.
Okay.
Not being a smart ass, but there's.
You probably caught him off guard. He didn't have time to think about that one.
Well, no, it's just that I read something about Nick Bolton might be hurt. If Nick Bolton's injured, then that's going to affect the Chiefs. So that's why it's hard for me to pick.
You know how the refs are. They'll probably, jerk off Patrick Mahomes. They get a couple first downs,
You can say that, but the Chiefs have a really good defense. Chris Jones is really good. Bolton is really good.
I know that, but you have to look at the last couple of runs going into the fourth quarter. The Bills had the first down, and you could see he made the first down without his knee touching the ground.
Okay, look, it's when people say that stuff, they all have the same referees. People don't take into account that that the Bills quarterback fumbled the football 3 times. Now, they recovered them, but he didn't have good ball security. There was a lot of things that just didn't happen. And also, their defense played really well. So this idea that, look, does Mahomes get calls? Yeah, he does. He really does. But this whole thing of the refs just serve him up the fucking game, that's not
They
necessary.
won't let him get hit. If he even gets hit the wrong way, it looks bad. They'll throw a flag.
They protect quarterbacks throughout the league.
Not like other quarterbacks. He gets a special treatment.
All right, well, you can go on believing that, but it's not necessarily true. They want the quarterbacks to play because they're the stars of the league.
But I think it shouldn't be like that. Quarterbacks should be able to take the hit. It's like Tom Brady said. What can the defender do to take down the quarterback?
Bitch for Tom Brady to fucking sound off about, these guys are getting hit when he was one of the biggest bitches. Remember the game Jackpot when he was playing against Clowney, and Clowney was just legit beating their ass on the line and hitting him every time, and he's losing his shit and bitching to the refs, and the refs are like, what the fuck do you want me to do? Brady then turns to his offensive line and starts bitching to them like they nutted on his face or something. It's really rich to bring up Tom Brady with the
that when JD was with the Texans?
When JD was with the Texans,
and one good year he had.
he had a series of, I think it was 6 snaps where he hit Tom Brady on like 6 straight snaps.
His pro career.
The point is, you can't hit
largely been underwhelming.
Well, I mean, he couldn't live up to the hype, Jackpot. I mean, that was impossible.
Well, I mean, yeah, you would have thought that he would be one of the best defensive players ever, and nah.
The point is, you can't hit a quarterback like you used to.
Right.
You can't hit a quarterback like you used to in NFL.
Well, I mean, the refs, they're gonna protect him because they don't want to see them all getting hurt and busted up because, I mean, your fans are tuning in to watch these games. They want to see these guys playing. I mean,
they don't want to Joe Theismann repeat.
As many eyeballs as they can on these games, and I mean that's their meal tickets. So
they don't want them ending up like Tua.
Yeah, hell no.
And they don't want a Joe Theismann incident with
Well,
what's his face.
Well, that was just oh God! I was watching that when that happened. I was a little young. What was I? It was in like the third or fourth grade, probably the fourth grade or something. And I had a little TV in my room. It was like a little damn. I don't know how big that TV screen was. Maybe it was like 10 or 12 inches. Half the time it was black and white, but it would get color.
It's got to be the worst injury in NFL football, probably.
And I watched it was a Monday night football game, and I saw that, and I was like, oh, and then they replayed it. I was like, oh.
It's got to be the worst injury in NFL football, I believe.
Yeah. All right, Jarrett. Hey, I appreciate it, buddy. Thank you.
Yep, anytime.
All right, there you go. Peckerhead, welcome to the program.
Good evening, gentlemen. How are y'all doing?
Top of the evening to you.
Well, I'm going to just need to address the Brady slander first and foremost. To even mention him in the same conversation of Mahomes' bitchness is of blasphemy to football, really. Just blasphemy to football. If you watched Brady, he was not a punk bitch like Mahomes. Brady wasn't running down the sideline and walking, trying to get the slide, trying to get blown on so he can fall over and get an extra 15. No. He wasn't doing that. And they won that Texans game you were talking about. That was a playoff game.
Yep.
So you're talking about him firing up his own team and leading them to a victory.
Because the refs wouldn't help him. But anyway, yeah, you know what? I would agree with you, but I kind of had this to show you here. I mean, we've got literally compilations of Brady bitching at refs. Hey, motherfucker, you're not supposed to touch me. Fuck you, die. Die, where's the goddamn it?
No, what's happening? I remember this game. They didn't call a pass interference on the last play of the game. They tackled Rob Gronkowski in the end zone.
This whole thing of him losing his mind with refs. What the fuck? I gave you the money. What the fuck? Come on now. You know Brady fucking worked the officials. I got proof of it right here, man. Look at him. Look, they're making him back up. Come on, motherfucker. What the fuck, motherfucker? God damn it.
Do you know one top athlete in his division that hasn't complained to the refs?
I'm just saying, you said that he didn't bitch and complain to the refs.
No, I said he wasn't a pussy like Mahomes. When I say being a bitch, I don't mean like arguing with the refs. I
apologize. I misunderstood you, sir.
No, that's fair. But you understand what I mean? Like
Brady was fucking known for working the refs.
Yeah. He'd get into the refs' ear. I'm not going to deny that, but he's not the kind of guy who's going to go fake a hit. You know what I mean?
Rob, which Patriots uniform do you like better? The blue tops with the silver helmet and the Patriot logo that we see today, or you more like the throwbacks, like the 85 Steve Grogan models with the white helmet and the little Patriot guy down in the 3-point stance with the red jerseys and the white pants. I thought those were pretty clean.
Oh yeah,
actually.
Seeing those in the snow is the best. What you say, Rob?
I like the retro ones, to be honest with you.
I like the red ones. They look excellent.
The red ones, the retro ones.
I've actually got a red one. Should I go grab it?
Actual, like, I don't know. They look more American to me, like Revolutionary War type shit to me.
Yeah, they did. They did.
I'm gonna go grab mine. I got a red one. I'll be right back.
Okay.
The other thing that reminds me too much of a Carolina Panthers logo.
Yeah, I'm with you. It looks more. It looks like something you would buy at Mall of America.
Yeah, you know look at that. Look at Shane's picture, and it says Peckerhead right there. I mean,
no, it's Shane Beamer's finally.
Shane Beamer, you just walked. Beamer, go away! You just walked right into that one, buddy. He has no idea that his.
Hey, that is some clean threads.
That's him.
Elliott. I wish I could wash that off the back.
That's not bad.
It's a clean jersey. I will say, out of the, I think they do those for the Thursday, the Color Rush. They probably have the best.
Crazy. I'm talking about a jersey, an old school Patriots jersey. My man just goes to the fucking closet and just just yanks one down off the hanger and brings it out for show and tell.
Hey, true blue, man, loyal to the soil. You see the koozie too. You see the koozie.
Cool.
I couldn't stand. And listen, Billy Cole, I saw what you said about Deflategate. MIT professors already disproved it. Go look up the ideal gas law. There's a whole 30-minute video on it.
I understand you have to defend your team, but I don't give a fuck about all that stuff.
No, I'm talking to Billy. I know you didn't say it. I'll say Billy.
I know. It's just funny that people make such big shit about that, and it's like.
Well, the thing is, in that game too, our running back had 200 yards and 5 touchdowns. You think he was running through the Colts defense like a fucking hot knife through butter because the balls were deflated? I mean, get a grip, man. They whooped their ass. Go look up the ideal gas law, Billy.
Ryan says the Bucks jerseys may be the best. I like the old school, like the creamsicle ones.
Oh, you like those? I hate the logo. The
creamsicle. Oh yeah.
I don't like that logo.
The creamsicle with the I guess it looks like a musketeer on it. It doesn't really look like a buccaneer. It looks like a musketeer.
Yeah,
I like the Oilers throwbacks.
The slate blue.
Those baby blues are nice, man.
The War Moons.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So, yeah.
But
anyway.
Enough about the Patriots. I've already defended them enough. The Gamecocks. I mean, we're just not a very good basketball team.
Let me ask you something. Do you like graduate school? Are you thinking about doing that?
I thought about it, yeah.
Well, the reason why is I don't know what the hell your major is, but you could go down there right now, and you're a taller dude. You're like what, 6 flat? Let's just be honest, something like that. 6 flat, 6'1".
Like 6'1", yeah. Sorry.
Okay, whatever. However, you're taller than I am. You're 6'1". I bet I could teach you in a week to shoot free throws if you can. You could probably knock down a respectable amount of free throws. You could walk onto this fucking team and be the point guard. They're not even my fucking team, and I'm watching them, and I'm like, I live in this goddamn state, and we're letting these leg humpers fuck us in the mouth.
Yeah.
Because we don't have a fucking point guard out there for South Carolina. It's fucking stupid.
No, Mechie Johnson's left such a big gap.
One for the team. Go down there and get a graduate degree and what the fuck ever.
Yeah, and then he ended up going to Ohio State and got hurt.
He got hurt at Ohio State? Wow.
Yeah, he ain't been playing.
I didn't even know that. That's actually crazy.
I did see him playing back in like December, and I got to say, I cracked a little bit of a smile across my face. They were playing Auburn in one of those tournaments, and they were getting mouth pumped by like 40.
Really?
Yes.
Billy's off the top rope with they have a graduate program in gender studies.
Billy, you defended our country by boxing naked dudes in the shower. Don't talk to me about degrees. You played patty cake with a bunch of
like he physically boxed with them.
That's what he said. He said he used to box.
He boxed them in.
That's
like
what he said. He used to box the sailors in the shower.
Get out. They were
he said he used to box them in the shower. I'm not making
boxed
that
them
up.
in.
No, like I guess fight. I don't know. Maybe he was boxing them in.
I bet Billy was hell when he was 20 about 50 years ago. He was probably hell then.
When he was 20, 50 years ago?
Yeah.
He was boxing them in. Time for a little bit of no time.
Oh, shit. Anyway, your team sucks.
Oh, yeah. It's the most shameful part about it.
R says, at least your son didn't suck. We are going Saturday night, 8:30 to watch Texas A&M.
Just go watch the women, dude. Save your money. Go watch the women.
I picked the men, and I'm not throwing shade here, but I don't know how Jake's going to react in that big of a crowd, and I think there'd be more people at the women's game.
Oh, it'd be full.
Yeah, so we got seats up near the top, so we can walk in. We're going to get there right when they open the doors. I'll take him all the way to the top. He'll like sitting up there so he can see down, and if he doesn't like it, then we can just leave. And I worry if we go with the women's game, it'll be completely full, and it may make him handsome.
Well, you said you didn't want to go to a Clemson game because you didn't know how he'd react to it.
Well, I didn't know how he would react. Like, and I don't want
Like with all the rednecks up there, and
I meant the 2-hour
bigotry.
trip up there.
so you don't want to go up there and commit. You'd rather go to the Gamecocks game and just commit yourself to maybe a 2-hour piece of business if he doesn't like it. Whereas if you go to Clemson, you're committing yourself to a half-day piece of business.
Yeah, that's fair. Because if he goes into any arena and he doesn't like it and he's like,
yeah, because we normally have more people at our games than y'all do. No matter the place is half empty, we're still more people there.
Yeah.
So,
now, do y'all know if Furman sells out the Bon Secours? I know they
Yeah,
play
I
out
was talking about that earlier.
we were talking about that earlier. There were 1,500 people there at
there.
top.
Oh shit!
Like a piss hole in a snowbank. And I was telling him, I'm like, I don't know why the hell they just didn't play this in the Timmons Arena. It makes no sense. How much money do you think it costs them? Which, I mean, I know they're probably giving Furman, they probably ain't charging them shit to go there, but still, it's dumb. I mean, play your games on your campus. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, that it's kind of weird that they play there. I think they host those, or they the Swamp Rabbits. I'm pretty sure they play up there too.
Yeah, well, the reason they built Timmons Arena was so that they didn't have to play downtown anymore, because they built the Timmons Arena because Furman used to play all of their basketball games in the Greenville Memorial Auditorium. And then when they built the Bilo Center, well, they tore down the auditorium, and Furman built an on-campus arena at the same time. So they wouldn't have to do that anymore. And well, now they just keep doing it. They just keep coming down here and playing in front of nobody. Doesn't make sense.
You want to know what I've always been curious about? Why in Charlotte there isn't a college that's taken over the rights of that Bojangles Coliseum to host their basketball games there? Maybe like a UNC Charlotte. I mean,
You talking about that old arena?
Yeah, it's big though. It is huge, Kale.
It holds like 11,000. Davidson used to play games there.
Oh, I think it holds more than 11,000.
You remember the Hive jackpot? The Hive was cool when it was
the Hive was huge. The Hive held like 22, 23,000. You're talking about the old Charlotte Coliseum. Yeah, it was out on Tyvola Road. Damn it, the thing was only open for about maybe not even 20 years.
Yeah, it's just collecting dust. Yeah.
Yeah, they tore it down and they built that thing downtown. I mean, it doesn't have any character. The Hive was huge. I went to the Hive a couple of times. At the Hive, they had Monday Night Raw there. I remember going to Monday Night Raw in 1999. Saw Stone Cold win the belt back from The Undertaker. You want to talk about? You can go back and watch that on the WWE Network. That particular episode. When Raw came on that night, that place, the fucking roof almost came off that damn place. And then I went there for a pay-per-view too that same year or so.
Well, here's a fun fact y'all probably like. You know, one of my neighbors, his mom went to prom with the Big Show at Orangeburg.
Went to what now?
Or wherever the hell he's from, whatever.
Aiken?
He went to high school. She went to the prom with the Big Show. They went to high school.
He's from Aiken. Yeah. Who went with him?
It was one of my neighbor's moms went to prom with the damn Big Show, and she's a tiny woman. She's real small. And
yeah, he's from like Aiken or Augusta or somewhere like that.
Regardless, though, I thought that was interesting.
That's wild, man.
I've been to a couple really good WWE shows. You know what I didn't realize? I went to one. Oh, you've probably been to one like this. My mom just bought me tickets. This was when I was little. They filmed every single fucking show the same night. We were there for like 6 or 7 hours, dude. They filmed Raw, SmackDown, and I don't know if ECW was still a thing then, but I'm pretty sure they filmed ECW too. It was like a triple header.
Where was this at?
I don't even remember, man. I was a kid. It was probably in Charlotte. It was a big arena. It was somewhere big.
I know that AEW is doing that now because they're the shits. They don't. I mean, they can't draw fucking flies, but they're bringing all their events into one thing.
Yeah. Oh, I just remembered. I was like, "Holy shit! How long is this going to take?" Because I went from having fun to just being like, dude, I want to go fucking home. Like, I've been here for like 7 hours.
They taped Raw and SmackDown on the same
The
night.
same night.
They did it once. They called it a super show where they would do both of them. They would go back to back. So
Yeah, it was.
Well, hell, that must have been a long intermission because they would have had to come out and change the whole set and everything.
yeah.
I'm telling you, dude, I shit you not. We were there for like 7 hours, Kale. It was the craziest.
Yeah, when I was a kid, I used to go to Monday night wrestling down at the Greenville Memorial Auditorium with my daddy all the time. And about once a month, they would have the TV taping. And on those nights, the tickets were like half price. And they would bring in the light poles and put them on each side, and they had two different ring skirts. They had a purple ring skirt for the Mid-Atlantic Championship Wrestling show, and then they do an intermission when they were going to take the Worldwide Wrestling show. They would just take the ring apron and flip it over because it was a light blue ring apron. They had to change like one board for they did their interviews, but that's nothing like changing from Raw to SmackDown.
Yeah.
I'll
never forget. I was at it was a house show, and I want to say this was actually in Orangeburg. The smelliest human being I've ever had the displeasure of smelling was Carlito and Primo. These dudes, I was right there at the entrance, where they run down. And just from me giving this dude a high five, my whole fucking hand smelled like BO the rest of the night. I mean, these were the most disgusting smelling people I've ever encountered. And this was pre-match. This was before they got in the ring. Could you imagine having to wrestle a guy like that for fucking 15 minutes? It was. Can you imagine
Jackpot? Can you imagine being one of the rats and having to fuck those dudes? Oh my god.
Ugh.
So yeah, Carlito,
Primo was.
Carlito smelled like straight ass.
Oh, dude, it smelled like these motherfuckers hadn't put on deodorant in a decade. It was one of the grossest things I've ever encountered. It was fucking.
I spit in the face of people who don't take a bath.
Yeah, he did the apple spit that night. It was actually cool. They ended.
I spit in the face.
That was a good tag team. That was a really good tag team.
Jesus.
Really good tag team. The only thing I wish I would have seen when I was a kid is I was always a real big fan of Jeff Hardy. Never got to see him though. So that kind of sucks. But Jeff Hardy was the guy. I still remember when I thought wrestling was real. And I thought, you remember? Well, the storylines I thought were real too. You remember when CM Punk had that cage match versus Jeff Hardy to see who would leave the company? Dude, I was hook and sinker into that storyline, man. I was bought in. I didn't realize he was just leaving to go to a different company though.
SEC Dog says Jackpot, in his opinion, South Carolina is a dangerous team next season. Y'all may be the team that comes out in the SEC like someone always does.
Not me.
From what I'm seeing, a lot of polls. I don't know if you can even call us a dark horse. A lot of polls have us in the top 15.
Yeah, it's hard to call you a dark horse when you're projected to be a top 15 team.
That's what I mean. Yeah. So I kind of get what he means by saying, we haven't necessarily had that much respect up until now, but I don't think you can say that with this team, which kind of, I said it before, I'll say it again, it scares me because a lot of these teams shit the bed that are hyped up preseason. They just come out and they're terrible. I mean, LSU, I guess, is a good example of that.
Our man Cole Kubelik, who does this podcast, every week podcast, the Cube Show, good college football podcast, and he named his top 10 players returning for next season, and would talk about each one of them. And he named Dylan Stewart as his number 4 returning player. This is not in the SEC. This is in all of college football.
Wow.
His number 4 player returning in college football next season.
Yeah, I think I saw that list. What do you think there's any validity to that, Rob? I mean, you watched a good bit of Dylan Stewart too.
I don't know. I think that I wonder if we're going to end up dealing with a lot of guys that are just going to play and not necessarily play half-assed, but they're not going to play like their hair's on fire. I wonder if we're going to have some issues with some guys like that. I don't know.
Well, you know what they need to start doing
is he would. I mean, he's going to be that guy this year. He ain't got no Kyle Kennard playing over there on beside him. He's that dude.
Well, I can't believe NIL teams or NIL collectives aren't doing incentive-based rewards to keep these guys bought in. I mean, that seems like all these kids want is fucking money. That seems like the easiest way to keep them locked in, to keep producing, you know? Every sack you get, that's, $1,500 in your bank account, some shit like that.
Well, yeah, I get that. Make it incentive-based. That makes sense. But also, I wonder if I'm Stewart, right, and I don't have Kennard on the other side, and I'm getting doubled every fucking play. Corey Miller, the former Gamecock linebacker from back when
he just took a job at Pillion, by the way. He's the head coach of Pillion now.
Oh, well, good for him.
Well, they went 1-9, and they were terrible. We used to beat
That's
them.
where Dennis Wilson's from, so hopefully they can.
Dennis is from Swansea, sir. You better get it right.
Pillion.
Oh, they're so bad at football, man. I can't believe you took that job.
Anyway, he told me, like, his final year at South Carolina, he was getting double and triple teamed every single play. And I wonder if that's going to happen with Stewart, and if it's going to get to a point where he's like, man, fuck, why do I want to go out there and just get my ass chewed up every single game when I could lay off a little bit? I wonder if somebody will get in his ear. I'm not just saying him. I'm talking about people across the country.
Yeah.
I wonder if that's going to be a problem that we have.
Well, I mean, that's the price you pay for being a good player. I mean, somebody else is committing to him. I mean, that frees somebody else up.
Yeah, and that is one thing I've worried about, but it seems like they've done a decent job at getting some replacements on the D-line from what I've seen, and they had a lot of young people behind the starters this year. So I think at least on the other edge we're going to be good. I'm less optimistic about the interior of the line because, T.J. Sanders and Tonka Hemingway was just a hell of a combo to have in there on a 4-3. I mean, it don't get much better than
Boogie
that.
Huntley.
And Boogie Huntley.
Who almost got a touchdown pass.
Yeah, he did. Yeah.
You're not going to have you're losing a ton of – was it Bam Martin Scott's going to the NFL? Mm-hmm. The guy that made the play in the Clemson game, he's done. So, you're losing a lot on that defense. So,
yeah.
They're bringing in some players from the portal too. Yeah. They bring in a linebacker. There's a guy coming in from Florida State, of all places. You got two corners coming from the portal. So
you got that Alabama guy too, isn't it?
Yeah, and you got another a defensive tackle coming from Texas A&M. Got that Russian coming from Mizzou. So
yeah, we'll see. The thing that keeps me optimistic is the level of change we saw from last year to this year. I think that's something they can replicate. If they can do it once, I don't see why they couldn't do it again. And I don't think they even have to make as big of a change. I get they're losing a lot of people, but I don't think fundamentally it's going to be that big of a loss, if that makes sense. I think a lot of those guys, Eman Warren and Kennard, obviously not. But I think players like Debo, Demetrius Knight, I think
I'm not throwing shade at your team here. I'm just saying you had a shit ton of guys who played a hell of a lot of football for you. And I give Ian Morey shit because of the way he ended his career, but he was a hell of a player.
Oh yeah.
He was a top 15 player in the conference. And that's me being far
He'll
off.
Probably be like a second round pick if I had to guess.
Yeah, he's gonna be a good player in the pros too. But to just sit here for anyone and to say, you know what, that defense isn't gonna miss a step just because hey, they played well last year. I would be stunned if the defense didn't miss a step.
Well, I sat here while you were off there for a few minutes and said I think they would take a step back this year.
Yeah.
Oh, well, I didn't catch that. On the offensive side of the ball for South
Carolina, you can rewind it. I did say it.
I believe you, sir. I don't question your integrity. You said it. You said it. I don't know about the offensive side of the ball because I would like to think that they are – I wonder if they're going to try to get Sellers to stay in the pocket more and not run as much and make him more of a pocket passer. And if so, who's going to catch the balls? We have to figure that out. So you're not – the running back room, you've got players that are there, but they're not quite proven yet. But I expect the offense to be better this year than it was last year. but I do think the defense is going to move back a little bit.
Yeah, I think as far as the pocket passing, I think that honestly, I think we're going to see a very similar offense to that Panthers offense Mike Shula ran. I think skill set wise, he might not. I'm not saying he is Cam Newton, but skill set wise, he's very similar to Cam Newton.
Right.
I don't see him coaching him. I mean, we all know we don't got Peyton Manning at quarterback. You know, we're not going to force him to be that. At least I hope not. That's not going to go well for us.
All right, Jackpot. I want to go over this Clemson schedule really quick before
Octavian says this is the year they get Georgia.
Oh Jesus.
Honestly, I forget Florida football or Florida sports in general is a thing until Octavian comes on. I mean, maybe I think all y'all are the same. Do y'all ever think about Florida sports? I mean, when have they crossed your mind? I haven't thought of them since they had Tim fucking Tebow, dude.
We've talked about them. The only thing they're relevant in is softball. They're consistently a very good. Don't laugh. It's what they have. They are relevant in softball. They are a national threat in every year to go to the Women's College World Series. So if Octavian wants to come on and talk about what great pitcher they've got that can, throw that fork ball and all that other good shit, we'll be happy to give him some time simply because we don't argue with hardware and they're always there. But for everything else, they're pretty much the shits.
Well, you want to hear the most Florida thing possible, by the way, and then we'll get into the schedule. You know what? One of their main
conceived at a Popeyes.
Hold up. You want to know what one of their main research programs is at Florida?
Yeah.
Theft, grocery store theft prevention.
Well, that's because if I remember correctly, Publix puts a lot of money into Florida.
Is that why?
Yeah, because Publix is I think their national office is in Florida. I wonder if that has something to do with it.
It might. Now, when I was at Ingles, I would have liked to have taken a course in that.
Yeah.
It's something you could take online. I mean,
Yeah. All right, let's run through this really quick and get out of here, Jackpot. They play LSU, then Troy on the road at Georgia Tech. NC State at home on the 20th. Followed by a bye week, and then they get North Carolina on the road. I don't know what North Carolina is going to have this year.
That's what I was just about to ask you. Yeah. He just did an in-home visit to the number one quarterback in the 2026 class. Belichick did.
Yeah, well, we'll see. Then they go to Boston College. That'll probably be the red bandana game, I think they call it, Jackpot.
Do you think that UNC will get as many eyeballs on their games with Bill Belichick as Colorado did a couple years ago with Prime?
No.
You don't think it's going to be the circus that was?
In all honesty, look, there was a big race component with the Prime thing. A lot of people who weren't even football fans were just supporting him just based on.
If he wants to draw some names, I don't know what the
if you got online and dared to criticize him at all, that people were fucking coming at you and shit. You're just a hater. You're just racist. One of them said something to me. I said something about Prime. I said something about this was in 2023. I said this is nothing but a damn dog and pony show. Right. I mean, and somebody said something like, "Yeah." So we see you say you're wearing the Gamecock. Something about wearing Gamecock colors, but that white sheet is underneath. I'm like, what the fuck? I'm like, really? This is what we're talking about here.
Somebody said that to me. Generally, the same thing is nice to see you South Carolina people have those white sheets. And I said, the only white sheet I have is the one I put under your fucking mom. That's what I told him on Twitter. Fuck that. You're going to call me a racist. I get to say I fucked your mother. That's how that shit goes. Jeez. Both of them are just as ludicrous. Or fucking your mom. They're both, neither one of them are ever going to happen. So I can just come up with something silly. That's how you end shit like that. He talked about my mom. Yeah, I did.
Do you think that that Bill O'Brien, Boston College, is going to be worth the shit this year? I mean, they were all right last year.
I don't think they're going to be like world beaters, but I think he's going to get them to a point where they're going to be like a tough out.
I think he's a good coach, man. I think he's a good coach.
They're going to be like a rock in your shoe.
Yeah, he brought Penn State back from the Sandusky stuff. I mean, and ran their program like where the NCAA was opening up every door and everything else, trying to make sure that they were doing stuff right, and got them to a point where they could eventually get off the sanctions and everything else. So I think he's a hell of a coach.
Yeah, I agree.
Anyway, Boston College there. Then it gets interesting because championship game rematch on the 18th in Clemson with SMU.
No, they're gonna get your ass.
You think so?
They're pissed. Do they still have that
got
quarterback?
that circled.
They still got that?
Yes.
Well, played like three different quarterbacks, but the guy that played the championship game, they probably think he's going to be there.
Well,
Yeah.
I thought they lost that one early in the year last year, didn't they? Who was supposed to start?
Preston Stone.
Preston Stone.
He hit the transfer portal.
That sounds like back when Triple H was going to be Hunter Hearst Helmsley. It's like that was the name that they were going to go with if they didn't use Hunter Hearst. It was your name's going to be either Preston Stone or Hunter Hearst.
Yeah, if they decided to call him Preston Stone, I think things might have turned out a little bit differently for him.
Yeah. Then they play Duke. And Duke with Manny D. Who's Manny Diaz, their coach, right?
So you got 2 bye weeks again this year. Are we doing that? I guess that's going to become a thing.
And then, so after that, they got Florida State at home. So 3-game stretch of home games, starting with SMU, Duke, and then Florida State. On the road at Louisville.
Paddling.
Paddle Fest.
Is that a Friday night? Is that a Friday game? Because that date looks off.
11/8 through, so that'll be a Friday night game in.
Oh, shit. That's a paddling.
Shit.
Paddle.
You know what? I'm gonna call that game right now on January 29th. We're winning that game and we're covering. Anybody want to bet with me on that?
Put it on the bookcase.
I'll put it on the bookcase. Accountability. We are winning that game and covering.
Okay.
What do you think? Well,
what the spread is, we'll cover it.
Yeah.
Miller Moss is going to take y'all
Florida
to pound.
State's going to make a bowl this year?
Miller Moss is going to take y'all to Pound Town.
Miller Moss is going to damn be humping the damn fucking sideline by the time.
Hey, Missouri wanted Miller Moss, something desperate, man. They wanted them some Miller Moss.
Wood Model says he shared a link on the Rockabilly channel. That guy's a jackpot. Oh, I got to go check it out. I have a feeling I might know who it is, but I got to check that out.
All right, final 2 games are in-state matchups. Furman at home on the 22nd. That'll be Military Appreciation Day. We'll be in the regalia jersey.
Y'all can't wear the purple because they're the purple.
We're going to wear the purple. Fuck them.
So I guess everybody's going to have purple on that day?
They'll wear the whites.
They'll wear the,
Yeah, they wear their all-white.
You really think that Sweeney's going to call up and be like, look, we're paying you guys $450,000 to ride a bus over here tomorrow morning to get your fucking ass mouth pumped. But hey,
$450,000 is all y'all are paying them.
That seems cheap.
That's what I don't know how much it is. I know that's much
criminal. I'd stay at home and play North Greenville.
I don't think it's that much. I'm just throwing out a number, jackpot. If you want,
it's not that much. Oh, fuck that. Anyway. You got to be at least $1 million.
I think in-state schools.
You're Clemson. You ought to be able to drop a damn bag for them. Come on.
Yeah.
Roll out the red carpet, man.
Anyway,
they're in your backyard.
Sweeney tells them, look, we're going to wear our purple, our regalia stuff. Can you guys wear the whites? Their coach will happily do that. And then finally on the road on the 29th against South Carolina. So the schedule, it's interesting in that where the bye weeks are placed, I think the conference helped Clemson out.
Where do they sit at? I missed where you said that. I'm sorry.
So bye weeks will be the 27th of November.
Okay.
So you'll have, 5 games, and then a bye. And then you'll have 3 games and then a bye. And then you'll have 5 straight after that. So, I mean, you get time to heal up, but conference did them a favor, in my opinion. And they got it where you could say maybe that SMU game is probably the toughest home game on the schedule in theory after LSU maybe. But you get a bye week to prepare. Or, no, I'm sorry, you're off. You don't get a bye week for that. I don't know what I'm thinking here. Either way, they get a bye week to prepare for North Carolina. And then the other one is when is the
Was
other
it that 18th to the 1st between SMU and Duke?
one? Yeah. So you get no. Yeah. Between SMU and Duke. That's right. Yeah. So there you go. I think the conference helped them out with that. I think that Clemson's schedule on paper may look tougher than it was last year, but I always use the donut of how do those teams end up because we don't know how really good they're going to be until they get out there and play. So there you go. What do you think of the schedule, Jackpot?
Yeah, I think it's tougher. I think it's tougher than it was last year. I really do.
Well, you take off. You still got Stanford on the schedule. Weird they're playing Stanford at home 2 years in a row.
You don't play Stanford?
That is – oh, I'm
That's
sorry.
Syracuse.
That's the fruit, my friend.
My fault. I don't know why I forgot about the Stanford
You
thing.
can't tell the difference between a tree and a fruit. Come on.
I know.
Put your glasses on. Fuck's wrong with you?
You know what's really going to suck next year if that Friday game falls away at Stanford.
Yeah.
Could you imagine that? A short week on a flight across the country to go play some
Could you
football?
imagine going out there and losing?
Well, that would suck too. But just the travel and the jet lag alone has got to be fucking
Well,
taxing.
I worry about going to play Cal.
Yeah, no, I guarantee you, whenever that Clemson plays at Cal or Stanford, they're going to lose one of those games in the next upcoming years. Those will be something they're going to take a fucking paddling
Yeah,
on.
it's just such a tough.
And it's nothing really against Clemson. It sets up that way.
Yeah,
it's
really
a travel Jackpot. You think that's going to be the problem?
Travel, unfamiliarity,
Flag burning in Berkeley.
shittiness, turnovers.
All right. Well, there's our rundown on the Clemson
Can't
schedule.
hold on to the ball.
Andrew, you got anything else for you to get out of here?
No, man. I'll just leave y'all with this. Go Gamecocks.
But I can see that LSU game. I can see that going the way of Clemson because I know that's game one. I'm gonna be watching that one because we don't play that day. I'm gonna be all amped up with that one. Be wearing my damn purple and gold shit, pulling for LSU, and I can just see y'all going out there and beating them because they beat us last year and they cheated, and we're all pissed off. So I can just see y'all beating them to make us look fucking stupid. And I'll be all damn aggravated and shit. That'll definitely be a deeble-dobble-doo game. I can just see it.
Well, I'm pretty sure LSU
Right now, I think you win that one and cover. Just fucking because.
I'm pretty sure they're losing 4 of their returning 5 starting O linemen too. So you're going to get
LSU.
Yeah. So they're going to get a whole new group for that week. Yeah, I could see that happening too.
Virtual Jackpot does it better than you. You need to tune that shit up for football season. Clear your throat, get you some honey or whatever the fuck it is, because Virtual Jackpot does the deeble dobble song.
Deeble dobble, deeble dobble, deeble dobble doo. Hit him with the virtual. Hit him with the virtual, Rob.
I got it over here somewhere. Billy wants to be in for a second. You better get in the damn link here, Billy.
Deeble dobble do. The tater shits scream and they shout that any cockle do.
I'm saying nothing beats Jackpot running down the street with his flag after we beat Georgia.
Jackpot,
No, that was Florida.
Was it Florida? I thought it was.
Yeah, it was that basketball game. It was the Final Four.
Jackpot, I think, stole the lyric from Jay-Z. Fuck my critics, you can kiss my whole asshole. Because he showed everybody his whole asshole.
Yeah, I was running out through there. Whoa.
Oh. Jackpot Jr. back there, he didn't have any bass in his voice yet. He was still a young fella. And you can hear him muttering something. And Jackpot's like, come on, let's go. So Jackpot Jr. was still waiting to drop some nuts there and get some bass in his voice. Welcome in, there, Billy. What you got? Billy?
Can you hear us?
Hey.
Billy.
I don't think you can hear us.
Billy.
He needs to give him one.
Billy's like my dog. He needs sign language. Billy, go talk now.
Read between the lines.
He can hear us.
Let me help you.
He can hear us. He's being a
Can you hear
troll.
me?
Yeah, we can hear you.
Okay.
Go.
I just want to say, in defense of South Carolina men's basketball team, they have lost 5 games. They were within 1 possession of winning.
Yeah.
They're like the reverse Chiefs.
Do what?
They're like the reverse Chiefs. We just lose every single close game.
And you
The
need to
Chiefs
leave
win every
Lamont
single-
Paris alone. If y'all leave him alone, he'll bring y'all a winner.
I don't mind Lamont. I don't understand why people are bad mouthing him. The only thing that pisses me off about him is that for 2 years he's kept scholarships on the table.
Well,
I don't understand that at all. You know what I mean?
you got to understand too. And Joe Lunari, who's the basketball field of 64 bracket guy, he has 13 teams from the SEC in the tournament right now.
I doubt that happens. I doubt they get 13. I'd probably bet on that. They're not getting 13.
Everybody's beating everybody up. I mean, Tennessee lost to Kentucky the other night. Kentucky was, what were they, 16 or something for 30 from the 3-point line? I mean, they come out and drop threes, and next thing Tennessee's was down 15, 18 points.
13 of
Was
16.
that game at the Food City Center or was it in Rupp?
It was at Tennessee.
It was at Tennessee. I couldn't remember. But
It seems weird to me that's not called the Thompson Bowling Arena anymore. It's the Food City Center.
For Tennessee's?
Money.
Yep.
Pat,
You know, one thing I did like is that y'all's is by the football stadium. I thought that was nice.
Wouldn't it be funny if Crest sponsored their basketball arena? So Crest, and then they look out into the crowd and no one has teeth.
Well, pilots on all the
local recovery diving group.
Pilots on all the football stuff now on the stadium. Pilot, the gas company,
You remember back in the day when Tennessee played their basketball games in the Stokely Athletic Center?
There you go.
Is it still there?
I don't know, to be honest. I don't know.
That was like a 10,000 seat play. It was real hard to win in, I believe.
Yeah, then Pat Summit come along and it's got the stadium bigger and stuff. But I can tell you, Bernie Grunfeld, Bernard King. You remember Bernard King?
Yep.
I remember
He got kicked off Tennessee's team for after a game. He got caught stealing 8-track tape decks out in the parking lot.
Yeah.
He's stealing what?
There was like a 30 for 30 on him. And
see, look at Junior over here. Who don't know what an 8-track tape deck is.
Oh, a tape. So what? That's for music. I do know what that is.
An 8-track, yeah.
I didn't know what you were saying.
Don't make fun of him. He wasn't fucking alive when that shit was out there. That's not fair, Billy.
When I was stationed in North Dakota,
that's why you look at a phone and you see an emoji and you're like, "What the fuck is that?"
I don't do emojis.
Exactly. He doesn't.
I had an 8-track down in the
balances out, sir.
But I'm correct though, right? It's for music.
Matt Shaw says, Jackpot legit showed his brown eye on camera accidentally. I know my shorts fell down and you could see my butt crack. I didn't show anything. He's just, he's just saying.
All right, hold on. Look, virtual jackpot does it better.
Deeble dobble, deeble dobble, deeble dobble do, deeble dobble, deeble dobble, deeble dobble do. We are so much better than you.
You hear that? He's more clear. He's a lot faster. Like classic jackpot he's like, oh fuck, I've been singing this song for years.
I think I was a little younger then.
That's what I'm saying.
I sounded like I was a little younger then. My voice now maybe a little more gravelly.
Rob or Jackpot, do y'all remember the Boston Patriots? I can remember watching the Boston Patriots.
No, man.
I
don't remember Woodstock either.
You know the Gillette, they built it. That's another one. They built I don't know how many other NFL stadiums do this, but when they rebuilt the Patriots stadium, they did it like a fucking stone's throw from where the old one was.
Oh.
And how often do you see that?
What are you talking about? The Foxborough Stadium?
Yeah, when they built Gillette, that old stadium now is this huge. They've got it all built up. It's called Patriots Place, and it's a ton of It's like high level restaurants, basically.
Yeah, that was a small NFL. It only held like 50,000 people, I think.
Yeah, so now the spot where Vinatieri hit that snow kick is like right in the middle of a fucking bar. And they've got like
go look up the old Boston Patriots logo. It was I think a Minuteman hiking the ball or something.
Oh yeah,
If you look
that's
it
the
up.
one we were talking about. Yeah, with the red jerseys.
I don't know. I've never bought a jersey with the player's name on in my life.
Well, don't get one with Ezekiel Elliott. He's fat and he'll leave your team after a year.
And like a lot of people up here in East Tennessee, I didn't name my kids or my dog or cat Peyton either. Everybody up here in East Tennessee's Peyton.
So I named their cat Peyton.
Oh, they all do up here. It's crazy.
It's not a cat name.
Those
Peyton Manning.
hillbillies were naming their daughters Peyton.
Well, yeah. Everybody up here. 25,
what about
30?
Patriots?
They have more Peytons up there than they have teeth.
Well,
Jack.
why don't they name him after that quarterback that actually won the fucking chip?
Just T? Just running around with
Anybody
T.
naming their kids Nico?
How come
I don't know, not yet. I don't
how
know.
come it's spelled T wrong?
What
Somehow
happened to Chris
have
Knightville?
T-E-E,
I'm just
they
saying,
have T.
if he wins the Heisman, there'll have to be strong consideration for the name of Lenoris going all around the state of SC.
No.
Let's
No.
be honest.
No.
I don't quite see that as far fetched that everybody's naming their kid Peyton.
But I was going to tell Rob he needs to crank up the book of accountability when Octavian's in here and start writing some of this crap down. So
There's no point doing that.
with
Because
the date and time.
he just doesn't. He says stupid shit, and it's like we'll fill up the bookcase of accountability.
Well, just call it the bookcase of BS for Octavian.
Yeah, you could have a separate tab.
I used to pick on Peg and Megan because he would come on with bullshit, and I told him that he had a trash can that was next to the bookcase of accountability.
He filled up the bookcase with a shelf full of smut.
The thing is,
I went by
Octavian,
that.
he said they're going to win the Natty for 4 years.
Biggins magazine jackpot.
I've been by that. I've been by that.
Big Guns magazine, you know, Big Guns.
Let this man Billy talk.
I've been by that Popeyes that Octavian works at.
No shit.
And their food health score was 88. They said it would have been higher, but
88, that sucks.
Octavian was kneading the dough back there with no gloves on. He's doing it with bare hands.
Will you fuck up your
Oh,
fries?
they do the food review scores up here, and they'll email it out to you on the news. I mean, on your news app or whatever. They'll shit on them. I mean,
You can pull it up.
I mean, they don't pull any punches back. They let you know exactly what. Like they'll tell you what certain establishments failed and that and why. And I mean, it's out there for everybody to see. There was one place that I've frequented quite often that I stopped going to because they had a health inspection. They got a C on it, said they had rat feces out in the storage facility, the dry storage area. I was like, yeah, no. I'm not going to eat there anymore. I'm not going to put a bite of pasta in my mouth wondering if I'm going to catch a rat turd, you know?
Well, in the state of Tennessee, you can pull it up state government. You go by county and you can see every food place by county, the schools, everything, and you can see their score and you can see, like you said, the specific reason.
Do they have a lot of them fail up there just for being nasty, or do they even have any standards? I mean,
I don't know. Our final thing before we get out of here,
we used to get out chips, but the bags are deflated.
Yeah, they're terrible.
Bag of air.
What an awful product.
I'm going to add this one. This is the first entry for the bookcase accountability for 2025. Vandy Dandy's comment that Tennessee or Vanderbilt will have more wins than Tennessee does, or the same, whatever the hell it is.
No, just as many wins. Are you Vandy Dandy? Are you talking conference wins, or are you talking overalls?
Well, he put it out there, so he gets
it's just as many. He gets the first entry for the bookcase of accountability for 2025.
Dandy, man.
They're
Is that Danny Cutler with a cigarette in his mouth? Is that what that is?
I don't know.
He says overall record for the regular season.
They're about to get their stadium up to 30,000 here soon.
At Vandy, they need to add
Yeah.
some damn bathrooms. They only had 2 fucking bathrooms for the whole half of stadium. Was it the same
What-
for you on the other
Well,
side?
when we went last year, I mean, there was only 29,000 people at the game. I was like, what the shit?
What I'm saying.
I'm like, oh yeah, well they decreased the capacity because they cut out that whole area there where behind the scoreboard. I mean, that used to be a bowl. It was like a horseshoe. And they cut it out to put those suites in or whatever they're doing there.
Little bar section or wherever the fuck it was. Yeah.
All right, so there you go. I've already updated it on the bookcase of accountability.
I'm surprised that they would cut out that much seating though, because like the other SEC teams, when they would come there, I mean, most teams would bring a ton of fans, especially when they played Carolina or Georgia or Alabama or anybody like that was reasonably close.
Mhm.
I mean, they'd have or Kentucky, whatever. They'd have a large contingent of road fans. So
Tennessee renovated their stadiums a couple years ago, put that big TV Megatron thing in there, and they lost about 800 seats. So their capacity cost them about 800 seats.
Yeah, Carolina's doing something similar with adding press boxes too.
yeah, and golf courses and everything else.
Yeah. Well, the only thing with Vandy is, I mean, they have to make room for the bowling banners too. So let's just keep that in mind as well. They're very
All right,
committed to
that's
bowling
not
natties.
smart kids. We appreciate you guys. We got to
Yep.
get moving here, but thank you
Good night,
guys,
fellas.
man. Billy,
Good night.
appreciate
Good night.
Jackpot. Good show. We'll see you guys later on.
Have a good one.